ป่ะ
All the information you need to know about the carnival. So the categories, the people who participate, donate to the instruments that are playing, everything. And that's a very special video. It's from 2022, the year where we won. We were the best summer school with a very important theme, which was Exu, an entity of our religion with African roots that we have here in Brazil. And it was important because people in Brazil still have a lot of prejudice against those religions. And it was also very special because it was the very first carnival after the COVID, which means that 2021 there was no carnival at all, many people lost their income of money, so that's why we're so glad to be back. Well, did you guys bring popcorn?
Abra os nossos caminhos!
Everything in this scenic walkway, flowing and interconnected. Repique, cuíca, surdo and tambourine, joy, smiles, inner strength and harmony. These are happy people in their tradition who sing and dance as they reinvent themselves in a ritual amid floats and costumes. This is a theatrical procession based on tradition, offering emotion and history in a monumental parade. It more resembles a dream. This is Carnival. Carnival. This spectacular competition of excitement where the winner is the most creative and who has addressed the 9 aspects and criteria and adjusted to the rigorous rules set for the contest between the Samba schools. The parade must follow the rules of the competition and address 9 required aspects of the plot to win the championship tournament. And they are the upfront commission, the mestre sala and the porta-bandeira, the parade plot, the samba plot, the allegories and props, the harmony and evolution, the rhythm section, and costumes. The magic of Carnival Dream must awe the public, excite them, and seek maximum scores from the judges. With 1 million inhabitants, the Grande Rio Samba Schools community in Duque de Caxias, Rio de Janeiro, every year wants to shine in the Sambódromo, the Carnival Scenic Walkway, and show everyone the exuberance and vibrant enthusiasm of its community. Samba schools represent their communities, revelers who parade the whimsical, bewitching arts of Carnaval, bringing thousands of people to an enchantment and catharsis. 12 Samba schools make up the special group. To become champion, the school must obtain the maximum score in each aspect. There is the grand jury who meticulously observes the parade of every school. Each aspect of the plot is judged by specialists who award scores. During rehearsals in their communities, revelers demonstrate their passion for the school. And in the parade, with more energy, they sing and dance during 70 minutes, fueled by the dream of seeing their school win the championship and be cheered by the nation of Samba. Rio de Janeiro Samba Schools Parade has been organized as a contest championship since 1932. It is pure tradition, like the Baianas Award, who are not judged in the contest, but are required as an essential section by the parade rules. That is because the communities of Samba celebrate Auntie Siata, a lady from the state of Bahia, who brought the African drumming tradition from Bahia to Rio de Janeiro. Since then, the Samba Schools Parade has carried on their traditions in reverence and respect to elders who ingrained the rhythm of Samba as the rhythm of Brazilian blood and soul, which constitutes the Velha Guarda, ancient guardian, as well as the Baianas Ward. So in addition to dance and music practices, it is committed to the artistic and social development of thousands of kids for the prosperity of future carnivals. Samba, the pilgrim of illusion with its poetic malice, fills our heart with joy, especially when the musical conductor, the Samba master, echoes the instruments of his large orchestra of percussions and drums, the School of Samba's rhythm section. Samba without a plot is not Carnaval. Before the samba is composed, the parade plot should have been conceived from a brainstorming of ideas. The plot is the main concept chosen to figure as a thread that weaves together the whole creative process of Carnaval. Likewise, as in a theatrical play, the samba needs to have a plot that tells a beautiful story from this main concept, which will spice up all the years of the parade. This is why fierce competition takes place among dozens of composers who present their sambas to their communities. It is expected of the community the choice of the best samba. The chosen samba becomes the score for this great choreographic and musical show. The grand opening of the parade is up to the leading section. The upfront commission must present the synthesis of the plot and steer the public's emotion with its costumes, makeup, choreography, and set design. It should have a maximum of 15 acrobat dancers who need to greatly impress the judges. They perform the long-awaited beginning of the story. The couple Mestre Sala and Porta Bandeira are like king and queen of the school, surrounded by their court while moving. As traditional dancers of the court must follow the criteria described in the regulation. The flag bearer lady lifts the Samba school standard and cannot let it fold. It must remain majestically hoisted until and woos the beautiful lady with bows and choreographic Samba steps, with Samba on his foot, as the locals say. This aspect of the plot is one of the main highlights of the parade. The inner strength of the revelers displayed through singing and dancing is on trial. Harmony and evolution is an aspect of the parade that the judges observe as the school of Samba passes by. In addition to keeping the enthusiasm of the revelers and their well-cadenced stems interconnected, there can be no big open holes in between the works, the section, and the allegories. The parade must look compacted, appear to be pulsing and full of grace. The float becomes a monumental set which is judged as an allegory, setting moods according to the development of the plot, and they set the stage for individual plot character highlights in luxurious costumes and their companions. The attractiveness of these great sets is the creativity of the materials employed and the mechanical movements that make fascinating allegories. the Brazilian percussion instruments known as first, second, and third surdo, caixa, cuíque, repique, agogô, bells, rattles, tambourines, reco-reco, pandeiro, and cymbal make up the large group that is responsible for setting the base of the parade. The more rhythm and a beat the samba, the stronger the rhythm section plays, the more excited the revelers parade. So there's a vital link between this aspect, the harmony, and rhythm criteria. The rhythm section averages from 250 to 300 instrumentalists. The main aspect evaluated under these criteria are the ability to maintain the regular beat and sustain the transitions in sync with the samba plot, as well as the perfect blending of sounds of various instruments, the creativity and versatility of the percussion and drums beating patterns.
She came to Rio de Janeiro looking for better opportunities, and she was a healer. And the stories that she healed the Brazilian president back then, who couldn't get any cure from anyone, and she asked for a better job for her husband, who used to work for the government. And the president gave him the job as a police officer. And the whole context at that time is that those celebrations of African culture, they were prohibited by the government. Like the religions, the instruments from samba, things like capoeira, all of that was prohibited. But as her husband was a police officer, the police would let them do the celebrations in Siata's house. They wouldn't bother them, and that's why many musicians used to go to her house where they would play with her. Are you in channel 1?
I'm on, but I'm not hearing you.
No?
I'm not hearing you.
Turn yours on.
Turn on it.
What about now? No? Maybe it's run out of battery because it's not
Oh,
showing.
then I did. Okay, speak now.
Yeah, well, it's not turning on. It's not turning on. I think it's run out of battery. Anyways, I'll speak a little louder. So Siata, she came to Rio de Janeiro looking for better opportunities, and she was a healer. And the stories that she healed the Brazilian president back then, who couldn't get any cure from anyone, and she asked for a better job for her husband, who used to work for the government. And the president gave him the job as a police officer. And the whole context at that time is that those celebrations of African culture, they were prohibited by the government. Like the religions, the instruments from samba, things like capoeira, all of that was prohibited. But as her husband was a police officer, the police would let them do the celebrations in Siata's house. Right? So, now I want you to count with me up to 3 for the next surprise, okay? Yeah, the front. Yeah. Everybody. 1, 2, 3. Surprise!
You just have to
You guys are going to get dressed.
Yeah, please, yeah, great, excellent.